Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Tuesday, July 27th, and this local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. Voters in Palm Coast are heading to the polls today to cast their ballot in a special election that will determine the city's next mayor after Melissa Holland resigned abruptly in May. Supervisor of Elections Katie Linhart says she was hoping for a higher voter turnout with early voting that had been underway this past week.
21% is not what I was hoping for. I was really hoping that Palm Coast would get closer to a 40% turnout. At this point, we'll be lucky to get 30. It really just depends on who's going to come out on Election Day. So if you haven't voted yet, get out there and vote. This is an important election. It's your next mayor.
All regular polling places are open today. Seminole Woods voters have a change, though. If you live there, you'll be going to the Flagler County Association of Realtors building on 100 instead of the airport. 6 candidates are on the ballot. They are David Alphin, Kathy Ostrino, Carol Baca, Doug Courtney, Alan Lowe, and Cornelia Downing-Manfrey. The polls are open until 7 o'clock tonight. After the polls close, WNZF will have live elections coverage with results for you beginning at 7 o'clock. A tragic situation is averted in Palm Coast. John Arking explains.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office responded to a call Monday about a juvenile who was having a mental health crisis and attempting to jump from the I-95 overpass in Palm Coast. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
This resulted in deputies shutting down Interstate 95 and diverting the traffic while we called in our crisis intervention team to negotiate with the individual and work to save their life. With the assistance of the Palm Coast Fire Department and Flagler County Fire Rescue, we were able to successfully bring the individual down from the overpass and take them for treatment.
This was the second time in just over a month that someone tried to jump from that same location. An earlier incident took place there June 20th, although it's not known if it was the same person who was talked down on Monday. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
Illegal border crossings are reaching record high numbers. Amy Cherry has more.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley recently took a trip to the border to Roma, Texas with other sheriffs to experience firsthand what's going on in the middle of the night.
They pay a cartel $6,000 a person, or the cartel will give you a break, $12,000 for a family of 3. And people are using their life savings to come across and into this country. And so they congregate on the Mexican side at multiple locations. And then these coyotes load them up in a raft. The Rio Grande is so shallow there, they walk across using a flashlight, pull in a raft full of 8 to 10 illegals, and they come up to the American side and they unload their illegals in front of the National Guard, the Border Patrol, and then they turn around and go back and get another load, and they do this all night. And at our one location alone, 180 illegals crossed into America that day.
Staley explains what he says is happening after the undocumented immigrants are caught by Border Patrol. He says that's what's further fueling this crisis.
They turn them over to an NGO. An NGO is abbreviation for non-governmental organization. And so they're using Catholic Charities, they're using Methodist Children's Homes, and they turn them over to these NGOs, which then buy them airline tickets, give them a little money, and they're distributed across America.
Staley adds what's happening at the border is affecting every city, town, and county, and Flagler is not immune.
Not just for the human smuggling aspect, but for the drugs that are getting across, because the coyotes and the cartels will use distraction methods. So they'll dump a raft over. Now the Border Patrol is in a rescue mission. While 1,000 feet upriver or downriver, now the mules are bringing in the drugs across the border that then go everywhere. And the statistics are just startling. Year to date for fentanyl alone, there have been 840 pounds of fentanyl. That's enough to kill everyone in the state of Florida 9 times over.
Check out video of Staley's border visit on the WNZF Facebook page. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
Construction that was slated to affect Citation Parkway has been delayed. Karen Johnson has the details.
Citation Parkway between Seminole Woods Boulevard and Sesame Boulevard was closed for construction in March and expected to reopen by the end of June. During construction, the crew came across an issue with the stormwater structure and a water main that required redesign. The structure that is needed has to be built and delivered from the manufacturer. Delay in design and materials stopped construction on the project. Carl Cody, Director of Stormwater and Engineering for the city of Palm Coast, has more details about the projected opening.
We are targeting now mid-September to wrap up the work and have it open sometime in August so we can at least have traffic through there again.
Cody says the city wishes to extend apologies for this unforeseen delay and the impact it's caused to residents and motorists. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
As tiny as it may be, the mosquito poses a threat to public health. Dylan Roberts has more.
Flagler County is home to one of the deadliest creatures on the planet. Flagler health official Dr. Steve Bickle.
Mosquitoes are a vector for illness. It's usually malaria. It's transmitting it from human to human. They bite a human and get their blood, and then it has malaria parasites in it, and then they bite somebody else and give it to them. With most of the other things, it's viruses, the reservoir of animals, and that's true for most mosquito-borne illnesses.
Mosquito Control Director Mark Positano.
Mosquitoes can take enough blood that they can actually kill livestock if the populations are large enough. So they are dangerous other than just spreading disease. They can actually kill cattle. They can draw so much blood.
Mosquito Control Director Mark Positano also said that mosquitoes can spread heartworms to cats, dogs, and in rare cases, human beings. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Dylan Roberts.
How is the tourist traffic in our area since COVID?
Amy Lukasik is Flagler County's tourism director. She said that after people fly to Daytona, they drive to Flagler.
Pre-pandemic, what our research showed us is that we are 80% of a drive market, and we really see those visitors coming in from Daytona more for special events and, seasonal, like summer vacations and spring breaks.
Lukasik said that having the airport just minutes away makes it convenient for visitors, tourists, and everybody else. The business report from where this interview came is on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 10, the podcast on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, more on tourism and travel in Flagler County. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.